Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3 test. Testing, testing. Hello! I'm back questing for glory. Bet you didn't imagine you get to see me again, but here we are. Let me close the stream actually, because that's gonna get annoying if I see myself play the video game. Alright, that's better. Cool. Alright, I'm here to fill in a little bit with the great video game Octopath Traveler 2. And I'm going to be speedrunning Partitio story for you today. So, for those who don't know, as the name implies, Octopath Traveler means there is 8 characters scattered around the world, and you're free to start with any one you want. They all have their specific stories, and I will be going through the Merchant Partitio story today. Yeehaw, indeed. Unfortunately, I have Japanese voices on, so that's unfortunate. Is my restreamer buddy ready for the timer? That's a big question. I can't. Alright, well, I'm gonna give you a little countdown and then we are going to get ready to rock. Just a fair warning, this run is very quick, so I will sometimes not be able to explain things when they are happening, because they are happening so fast, so bear with me. Anyway, let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go! Yo. Alright, we are starting up Partitio's story with his childhood. Partitio, as I mentioned, is a merchant. So, one thing he does is buying things. We're starting out in his hometown here, Rush, when he's a kid, and they are discovering that there is some ore here that they can sell very profitably. So, this region prospers and we grow up. And everything is good. For now. Alright, so unlike Octopath 1, this game actually, additionally to like having a path action on every character like Partitio has the buying stuff from NPCs, every character also has a second path action at night. For Partitio, that is hiring other people and getting some very neat effects from that. Ah, perfect, we got an encounter early. So this guy that I hired just now was just a tutorial, and we're not gonna actually be seeing him again, but there is going to be some use for that later. These are just the basic tutorial fights. If you are familiar with Octopath 1, the way combat works, every class has certain weapons. Merchant has spear and bow. And enemies will come with shields. If you break those shields and break the enemies, then you will deal more damage to them. And like the way you break the shields is you hit their weak spots, which is of course heavily abused in every way. For now, we grow up even more. The town's ore supplies have slowly but surely run dry, and the cruel devil named Poverty has set in. And even worse, our dad actually got sick too, so we have to buy medicine for him and put it right here. But yeah, the town got poor, and our partner Rock basically peaced out before that happened. For now, what is happening is that everybody is poor, and one person in the town is actually using that for his advantage. The person named Gif, which we're going to try and teach a lesson or two here. Alright, we're gonna pick up an item here, a light soulstone. I already bought some soulstones. Soulstones are basically throwable items that deal a static amount of damage, but it's quite a lot for the start of the game. So yeah, running away is not guaranteed, by the way, unless you break the entire enemy formation, which is what I'm doing at the start here with like the single enemies. So you've seen me run so far. I'm actually going to start walking here. Walking increases the threat counter less than running would, which the game thought it would be funny to give me an encounter really early anyway. Very great. So ideally I'd only get that one encounter here, but since I got it so early, I might actually get another one. We'll find out momentarily. Made it. Alright. So the big bad boy Gif here has his henchman with him. And the fight is pretty simple. It's a chapter 1 boss fight, so not too much happening here. I'm gonna just have to pay attention. I need to heal. A very straightforward fight though, since like you can't really do much with just one character. The soul stones help immensely by getting rid of everything here in a very quick fashion. Alright, that's the first fight. We got a bit unlucky here and lost a bit of time compared to like a good chapter 1, but overall, pretty nice. Alright, now that we taught Gif a lesson, and we got him to not abuse his fellow citizens, we set off on a journey. Our goal is basically, with commerce, to kill poverty. That is the story, Partitio's goal in his story. I could do with less back attacks. That'd be nice. But yeah, what we're going to do now is we're gonna pick up friends on the way. So like, you're free to roam the world now. It's very open world. I could even dare to just do everything. Don't trust a pig. I could dare do the entire story with just Partitio. It's not even like that out of the question. It's actually reasonably fast to just do it with one character, but the fastest way to do it is to pick up friends. Especially since, compared to Octopath 1, picking up friends is very quick, because you don't actually have to do that chapter once. So the first person that we pick up here is Agnea. She's a dancer. She's got some buffs and stuff, which is actually kind of helpful. Her path action is alluring NPCs. Help! I'm being assaulted. Help. Yeah, her path action is alluring NPCs, which you can then summon them in combat to do all kinds of fancy things for you, and they will do extra things with dancing, like get extra buffs out for you. But we're not going to be using that. What we are going to be using is her knight's path action, which people, if you're a high enough level, and NPCs will just gift you items, which is pretty neat and very helpful in order to save money. Speaking of saving money, I just hired a person with Partitio, and that guy's effect is that if I sell things, I get more money for them, which is very important. Money is the one resource that is very, very important in Octopath speedruns, because most of them rely heavily on using merchants. You'll see what that's all about when we get there, but yeah. I cannot break this pig, because this pig does not have a weakness I can actually pierce right now. So, unfortunate. One thing I don't want to do is have somebody die off. Well, specifically Partitio, because characters have something called a latent power in this game, which Partitio's one is to fill up all his BP, which are the battle points, basically. And you can empower actions or do more actions if you are using 2 or more battle points per turn. This is our next friend here, Oswald. He is a sorcerer, and the important thing about Oswald is that he will give us an ability eventually that will reduce the encounter rate. Alright, pick the right boat, please. Alright, good. Very important, because we don't have the money to not go back and forth. I will get an item from her for a quest, and then move on to Counterbrine, where we pick out our last character, which is Casti, and she's an apothecary. The main reason I pick up Casti is, one, she's on the way, two, her weapons are actually beneficial for the bosses we are fighting in this story, in order to break them. Bought an item for the quest here to get a little bit of rewards. Then we're going to be buying a soulstone and move on to the next place. So I could go to Partitio's chapter 2 now, but first I'm going to need to do some grinding. Monkey business. And the fastest way to grind in this game is to get lucky and get a Kate. Unfortunately, that didn't happen to me. But we are going to be entering a Chapter 2 zone, which has way stronger enemies than what I can normally deal with at this level. They are also giving more experience in return, of course, but we do have to go to this place here anyway, eventually, so we're doing it now. We did purchase a M Soulstone, which does a fantastic 1100 damage if I throw it. So that enables me to get rid of that formation. We pick up another Soulstone here, and hopefully we can kill the next formation that's coming up as well. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. Oh, I need to get lucky here. Please don't. It's over. I don't have another revival item, and I need the job points, so I need to die on purpose here. Kill me! Ah! Yeah, that was the least of my problems there, Partitio, losing the latent power. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. That is doubly unfortunate because I got past the first encounter. Yeah, since I'm very low level, it is reasonably likely that enemies ambush me, which is not great. We need 130 job points actually for to unlock passive abilities. Frickin'. Frickin'. Frickin'? Frickin'. Okay. I'll take it. Don't mind if I do. Alright, we're gonna learn specific abilities. Once you learn 2 abilities, you unlock your first passive ability. Every job gives you passive abilities, and an important one is evasive maneuvers from the sorcerer, which makes it so that you get less encounters. Very useful, very useful. Alright, we're done here though. We tagged the city, and then we can actually move on to Partitio's chapter 2. The other passive ability I unlocked for Partitio, and some abilities I will explain in a bit. His passive abilities grows on trees, which lets enemies drop more money. Kind of important too, because this story is very, very, very centered around money. And the reason for that will be apparent after Partitio's chapter 2. Na, 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 na. For now we get to enjoy the scenery while we move on to Clockbank. I wonder what they do in Clockbank. I don't know. We'll find out. That's it's the capitalism block. I like that, actually. I didn't even think of that. Oh, come on! It's good though. We need to actually lose a lot of time. Am I gonna? No way. Okay. We need to lose some time because we are way too far ahead in the marathon anyway. So that's okay. That's a very, very rare one to get. I think it's like a 5%. Mildly annoying. Just let me in, bro. Really? Really? Alright, whatever. Cool. Alright, we are going to chapter 2. Buying some soul stones. We're gonna do some stuff here for money. I'm gonna allure this guy because he has a side quest for me. I'm gonna try to allure this guy because he has a side quest for me. Thank you. What's an inventor? I don't know what an inventor is. Sorry. Never heard of it. Alright, so we're getting here. We want, since we know Rock has a gigantic company here now, and we want to, like, kind of talk to him, but we only meet with his assistant, Thurston, and then we kind of just discover what Clockbank is all about. Guess what? It's about clocks. Crazy. I know. And we just kind of dabble here, even though it's none of our business. Mostly. Helping out the factory over here. They're using, I think it's clockite? Is the metal that they're using to make clocks or something? I don't know. Sorry, I'm a bit hazy on like the specifics of that story. Alright, so the lad I allured earlier, he wanted to find the cat, his cat, and it's right here. We gotta bring him to it, and then we get some money and an accessory. Pick up this chest. And then we're going over here at night, and this will enable us to unlock the thief job for everyone. So the way you actually unlock secondary jobs is by getting their licenses, and the thief license is hidden there in Clockbank. Fortunately for us. Because thief is a pretty good job. So now we are able to actually equip a secondary job that is going to be very handy. Right, before we move on with chapter 2 though, we got some other business to do. I could just do chapter 2 just now. But I do want to make some preparations, and in order to do that, I do want to get 1 or 2 more levels, because that will make things a lot more easier. And since I have to go to the chapter 3 town eventually anyways, we're going to do it now. Nice, perfect. Because we got random encounters on the way that will give us some experience. Very nice. The main reason to do this now is that Agnea gets more than 500 HP. Because the next boss I'm gonna fight has an attack that will deal 500 HP on the dot. That's bad. Alright, that's fine. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Cool! Alright, so we're gonna tag Wellgrove here, which is the chapter 3 city. And now, before we go back, since I did get some XP and money, I can do some more stuff here, which will give me more money. I think you get the gist about, like, you know, money being important. But yeah, we are specifically using Agnea's ability here for this routing specifically to get some free stuff, which is very, very helpful. Also, we are going to actually get equipment, which is very untypical for like a single story run, but it's sort of important here. Alright, so we got an empowering bracelet which gives 500 HP. We have some equipment for Partitio so he doesn't get one shot, and then... Oops. Ah! Thank you, Jesus. That delay on the input. And we picked up a light nut which increases speed, but speed is a lie anyway. I wouldn't pay too much attention to that stat in this game. Wishful thinking, I say. But yeah, the empowering bracelet gives me it's an accessory that gives 500 HP, which for Oswald is very good because he can't really get above 500 HP easily. And I'm also going to be using it later to have a better chance at surviving attacks on Partitio. Alright, so the story here goes like they are just kind of making watches and stuff, but nobody really needs them anymore or wants something new. And you give them the idea that pocket watches are a great idea. And everyone is happy, except something stopped working in the factory and we gotta check it out. Alright. Please. Okay, this is a low job point encounter, which I'm not very happy about. That may or may not become important later on. Got some more money here, and then this is the only time I'm actually saving, or I will be saving. Okay, should be okay. Extra steps here. Because this boss, we're using a strategy that is 95% accurate. Okay, so one of the abilities that I learned on Merchant there is Collect, which steals money from enemies, and bosses, generally speaking, have a large amount of money, so we definitely want to hit that one. We need to defend here. I'll be safe. Aha, I won't be safe. Alright, fantastic. Well, I better get good damage rolls. Okay. Alright, so Thurston did something to the factory because he wasn't happy about us controlling the ideas and everything, and now we followed his plans to actually become the super assistant of Rock, which, like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Don't even pay attention to it. You did see, though, the main way to deal damage is using hired help, which is basically... I'm gonna check money, alright. Basically an ability you can have as a merchant, and you can pay different amounts of money for like different strength merchants, and that was only the second strongest merchant, and we already did quite a bit of damage with those. Imagine what the most expensive hired help can do. Alright. So here we make seemingly a little detour. This is kind of a side quest, but you have to do it in order to do Chapter 3. You have to do one of three things. This is the most accessible and fastest one. You have to buy a boat for 100,000 leaves, which, I mean, that's mostly why I've been so diligently collecting all the money and being, you know, very thorough about it. But, I mean, that won't stop me from keeping the money train rolling. We're actually gonna keep going out of our way to grab a little bit of money here to use more hired help in a bit. Alright, on towards Chapter 3 we go. Alright, in Chapter 3 we go to Wellgrove over here. I will sell what I just picked up, so I have a bit of money to throw around. And we're just walking around a little bit, trying to see what's going on here. This nice guy asks us what our accomplishments are, and since we bought the boat, we can actually continue here. There's two other quests you can do that are similar, but they are way slower for a speedrun. Let's see, do we have enough? I don't have enough job points. Well, that's just fantastic. Fantastic. I didn't wanted to say anything but fantastic. Yeah, anyways. There's one very rich person in this town called Elrond, and the biggest problem he sees here, like we just met with him, he was the guy in the tavern that like was in normal clothes. The town is not really prospering anymore. The merchants are kind of lazy. There's not a lot of commerce going on, and we need to figure out a way in order to make that different. Bring back the glory of good old commerce here. So our idea is going to be that we will basically make a mall. And in order to do that, first we have to get merchants that want to actually sell stuff in the mall, which we did just now. And then we gotta jam a little bit. I mean, get things that we can sell, of course. Now the fun part about this, the speedrun obviously has like kind of the fastest thing here that you can get, but depending on what you do on your journey, there's different like things you buy. So we're gonna get coffee in Torpohopu because we were there. Then we are gonna get pocket watches because we were in Clockbank just earlier. And of course we're going to our hometown Orsrush to grab some silverwork. Right! All that happened just now. I'm as set up as I can be. Not much fighting going on in this chapter, you might wonder, and there isn't, but we do all have a boss fight here, and this boss can't throw a wrench in your plans. Hopefully he does it. Please do it. But yeah. Somebody is attacking Elrond with smoke. This is horrible turn order. This is horrible shit. Sorry. I have no way to mitigate anything here, so pray, I guess. Alright. This is very questionable. Yeah, Thurston wasn't happy that we followed his plans in Clockbank and he's back. Man. Please hit? Okay. Alright. He hit enough. That I got blinded is not ideal, but I fixed it. Very rude. Could have been worse, but very rude. He's also very weak to hired help. Wasn't great turn order. Alright, before we move on, we need to learn Sidestep and give Cassie her abilities. Oh yeah, I should have done it from here, because I want to switch her to Thief as well. Alright, Halen Hardy, and move on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so the big invention and why Rock's company is prospering is the steam engines. So let me just figure... Please don't. Pain! 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 I will not have enough job points now. Well, I better get the 4 formation in the last bit. But yeah, so Rock's company prospered because of steam engines. Yeah, and he's been basically stealing that idea from us at the very, very start in a flashback, but he did it in a way where it didn't seem backstabby. Turns out it was backstabby, so unfortunate. But yeah, we're here now to, you know, put an end to his little schemes. And he gave us basically the option that with 80 billion leaves, we can buy the rights to it. So the main reason we try to actually get in with Elrond is rich, and he will actually give us the 80 billion to buy the patent. Now the biggest issue is I would like to learn more ability here, one more ability here, but I'm not going to get enough job points for it, and that will make the final boss of the story very rude. Maybe? It's not 190, is it? 2 JP short! Alright, well, we're in for a bumpy ride here. Unfortunate. Yeah. So this run is, since it's so short, it's like somewhat optimized, right? There is no like safety strats really. I could have done like some things that would have made it safer, but it's not the point of showing this run off, really, I feel like. And with autosaves, it's easy enough, but get ready for me to game over like at least 4 or 5 times, if not more. The ability I would have learned is called Hang Tough, which basically makes you grit the one hit before you die. Very useful. I'm using Travel Banter there, by the way, too. Did I? Yeah, we need to use the thing to get latent power. I'm using Travel Banter to reset the threat there. Alright then, well... Here we are, the grand reveal, the seam. And we got the money from Elrond. We actually get 80 billion, easy money. But he's not really happy. He is putting the engine to use. In the best way. He is using a train! I will stimulate and then pray. Yeah, it's over. So, this boss has 4 parts to it. And 3 of them can AoE attack. They don't have to though. So what we're hoping for is that they don't. I would love to suplex this train. But unfortunately, that ain't gonna happen. The train is going to suplex me once or twice. Even with Hang Tough, like this is still, the train can just kill you. Alright, we're not stimulating, I guess. I don't know. I got a Wind Soulstone drop. Alright, sweet. I wouldn't even have lived with Hang Tough here either. So these both would have been deaths even if I had enough job points for the ability I'm wanting. Because I got crit. That's very rude. So, by the way, I spoke earlier about stuff that we put on Partitio to give him agility. You can see how useful that is. Exactly. It doesn't like actually do anything. Speed is a heckin' lie in this game. But yeah, ideally Partitio gets the first turn, and I kill off some parts before they can do anything? Maybe? Maybe? Ah, that's not enough. Unfortunate. Or is it? Oh, this is awkward. Alright. Please? Go, minute. Yeah. I have to use the fuck. That's annoying that I didn't take more damage than that. Alright. Rolling out. I have to revive casting now. I think we're good. Maybe. Maybe. We need only one more vets, I think, and then we're fine. Hopefully. Okay, we're good. Oh, yeah, crits. Alright, sweet. That was a lot less painful than I thought it was going to be after not learning Hang Tough. Alright, time is going to come up when the end screen pops up. I will also scream time when it happens. But yeah, everything is cool now. We actually hire Rock back. And time. Whee! GG. We hire Rock back so that he can work for us now. We got a good plan for the steam engine to use the train in order to create jobs all over the world and stuff like that. It's great. That's only one of the 8 stories though. This is a fantastic video game and speedruns don't really do it that much justice because they are so fast. But yeah, highly recommend. Very cool. Very good song though. Best song actually here. Alright, that'll do it for me. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this as a little in-between thingy. Shoutouts to everyone that works on this marathon and stuff. Hey, that's me as well. Cheers. And yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to High Spirits for the next run. Cheers.